All right, welcome back. Let's go straight into our talking point this morning. We are privileged to have with us in the studio Rich Rose Ben in Maswell. She's AKA Madam Love Wantiti, and she's the CEO Singles and Married World, and she's also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, and glad to have you on the studio.
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
All right, welcome to ITV. Let's quickly also introduce our next guest. He's a person of Pastor Wealthfield Aluola. He's a public speaker and also a relationship expert. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's just start up with you, Pastor Wealthfield. What is stress? Someone might be asking, what is stress?
Okay, it's very simple. Well, stress is that overwhelmingness that you can experience as a person when you're overwhelmed with issues, when you have disturbances, and you don't know how to handle it. It might tend to be called stress. You get it? So a lot of people are stressed out because of difficulties, overwhelmness. You know, they are bothered with so many things, and that can tend to stress. Yes.
Okay, now there are lots of burdens that comes with the season. Well, away from thinking of how to meet up with financial demands, pressure that comes from family and friends, and of course you just find yourself attending events that you didn't plan for, and of course some unforeseen circumstances comes up. Now, how do we manage stress this season, Rich Rose?
Well, for me, being able to manage stress is easy. First of all, as a person, you should have your plan. You should have your life planned out. You should not just live your life as far, okay, whatever comes, whatever way that shows up, I flow that direction. If you do that, you'll be stressed out, you'll be burned off, you'll be drained. So you must be able to plan your time, plan your spending, plan with your spouse, plan with your spouse if you are married. And then don't be under pressure, don't be a man pleaser. Some persons were like, oh, so person is doing an event, I just have to go. Even when you know that your health is not in place. You know that you're not just yourself, and you're like, oh no, if I don't go, what will they say? And if that individual die, I tell you, life goes on. So you must tell yourself, okay, this is what I can do. This is my limit. I don't want to go beyond my limit. And then, as much as you want to please persons, people, you must first of all put yourself first, because even the Bible says, for love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, now we have people, or we have persons, or group of persons that want to find a way to please others in a way. This unhealthy competition that comes with family. Oh, XYZ got goats for his family this Christmas. Don't you think you should get it? Now, how do we start advising people to cut their coat according to their clothes, not according to their size this time?
Okay. All right, that's a good question, sir. Thank you. To handle that, Mr. Bishop just pointed out the planning aspect of life. You know, it's very important for you to set goals and plan according to your budget. This is one thing a lot of people don't do, because they are in this competitive game. They want to impress other people. In this season, it is very important for you to make your plans, set your goals according to your budget, so you don't have overweight or burdens on you. You get it? So that's one of the ways you can release yourself from stress and all of this that comes with the season. You get it? Your plan is very important. Your plan is very important.
We're talking about plans now. You are a relationship expert, and you have been into counseling for long. Now, we've seen people get married this season. In fact, the traffic or the rate at which we see people get married this season is on the high side. Is it advisable to start planning marriage with this kind of season that is on?
Well, for so many persons, they will tell you, well, that's just the time I want to have I want to be married.
But as an expert, what do you think?
Let me first of all break it down.
Okay, break it.
For some persons, they will say, oh, that period, you know, the weather is cold, and I don't want to be alone. I want to make sure I'm with my partner. But I don't see anything wrong if you decide to get hooked to your partner or get joined to your partner in a time like this. But don't be under pressure of any kind. If you want to be married in a time like this, let it be a decision that you have made alongside with your partner without being pressurized by anybody. Like, oh, my parents are saying it has to be this time because that's when their friends will be home and all of that. And then you put yourself under pressure, and at the end, we have seen persons that slump on their wedding day.
Wow.
Yeah, we have seen persons that slump. We have seen persons that, I mean, they just had their wedding. I had a talk online recently, a lady who just had a wedding, and she was back home from the Thanksgiving, and she died.
Oh my God.
So many things.
So
like
she
that
didn't live to
happened.
enjoy
the
matrimony.
She didn't even start her honeymoon with her husband that she just got married to, and she even married late for that matter. So we must apply ourselves to wisdom so that we don't repeat the mistakes of others.
Now, Pastor Welt, the good book says wisdom is profitable to direct. Now, and as a clergy, over time, you've prophesied over your congregation that you are getting married before the end of this year. Now, is it wise for a young man to start up a relationship during this season, owing to the fact that most ladies are looking for a quick way out of expenditure? Well, Rich Rose is actually laughing. She might we'll take your comment later, but let's come to Pastor Weltfield. Yeah, what says you?
Okay, you know, like what you said, a lot of people have reasons why they want to marry or spirit. But if you ask me, it's not a very good time to begin to think about relationship and making plans for marriage. You get it? Because there is a lot that is into this season. You get it? You have enough problem for the season. You get it? So you have to just cool down and see how you can take it over to next year. There's a lot of expenses already in this season. You can't bring relationship into it. It's not wise for a man. You know, as a man, we have to be able to make plans and make use of the seasons as it were.
Okay, brother supporting brother now. So let's have your opinion.
Yes, for me, I think I'm on the same page with him, especially that this season yams are not very, very cheap. And you know, in this side of our world, we make use of yams a lot as part of the list that you be given.
Even rice is not reachable now.
So for me, as a consultant, relationship consultant, I tell persons, plan your wedding alongside the prices of foodstuffs.
Oh, really?
But if you have the money, it's not a big deal. Some persons will even tell you, I don't, in fact, I even want to put my wedding in a time the prices are up, just to show them the money.
So what season should we be targeting now? When I mean we, I'm speaking about, I have a lot of people that will be concerned now, we. What season should we start targeting?
Like you made a statement a while ago, cut your cloth, cut your coat according to your size, and we rephrased it, cut your cloth according to, not even your size now, cut your coat according to the cloth that's available.
Yeah.
So if you're planning wedding, you must do everything to cut down costs. Okay. So doing everything to cut down costs, if you feel this season is not too good, just like Pastor Laula said, because of the pressure from you have to give money to XYZ for the season and all of that, why not take it to a season maybe after Christmas? It's not mandatory, it must be now. It's not mandatory. And I want to say again, don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure, all in the name, oh, I want to marry now, and they just once in a year, once lifetime. So
you now do it and go to that.
No, it's not worth it.
Okay, now a lot of pressure comes with this season, Pastor Oluola. A lot of pressure, the celebration, travelings, and all that. Now, how can one or how can an individual manage this season without being stressed out?
Okay. Thank you for the question. You know, we started off by talking about planning, because in life, one of the most important things is planning. If you don't have a good plan, it's going to affect you in a large proportion. So the first thing you do is to make your plans, because plans are how you carve your path, and you make up your mind to go through it. If you make a good plan, at the end of the day, you will not be bothered with so much excess luggage. You will just do what you can do, and you will not be so much bothered with a lot of issues and problems and all of that. Because this season will come with a lot of activities demanding for your money, demanding for your attention, demanding for your time. So wisdom will say that we make our plans on time. You get it? So we should be able to handle this season.
Right now, due to the pressure that comes with the season, a lot of people overwork themselves. A lot of people overlabor themselves. Like those that are into business, they just find themselves engaging on unnecessary trip or too many trips just to meet up with the season. We have drivers, maybe motorists, who might want to go beyond their limits. And at the end of the day, we see a lot of road traffic accidents. What's your advice to these people who might want to overlabor themselves just to meet up with the season rituals?
Now, if anybody die with the season, life goes on. I remember some time ago I was making a trip from Lagos, and this man who was driving who was with a particular transport company in a city had a ghastly accident along Ore Road, and he died. And I think the information we had, oh, the man just wedded, no child, he does not even have any child to his name. So you must manage yourself and then manage stress. Oh, I want to make all the money. I want to run several trips, Lagos, Benin, so I can meet up. No. If you're driving and you discover suddenly your system is changing and then you're no longer, don't jeopardize your life and the life of others. Take rest. And I want to equally please speak to owners of these transport companies. Please don't endanger the life of your workers. If you discover a particular worker is having health challenge, don't mandate them and they give them what do they call it now? You give them a target. That's the word I'm looking for. And so that's that. For those of us who are working, you're trading, manage yourself and then make money with wisdom. You're making money, right? But you need to be alive to enjoy that money. Yeah.
Now, unnecessary spendings will always come this period. Things trying to get your attention, even things you don't really need. Even for your children, sometimes we just find parents buying things the children doesn't need. And by the next Christmas, you're trying to get another things for them to use for the season. How can one avoid unnecessary spending, Pastor Watfield?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, we already started with planning. You get it? Now, the first way to avoid unnecessary planning is to
unnecessary spending.
Unnecessary spending is to ensure that you take inventory of things. You get it? You look at the season, and you can make up your mind to say, okay, because most especially in this season, there are some people who make cheap sales. You understand? Okay. You can take that into custody and say, okay, I'll buy from this one, I'll buy from that one. And also, other people take advantage of the season to want to increase their prices. So you be wise to even get your purchases before the season. I believe by then it will be more cheaper, and then you can buy it before you get to the season.
Now, for those that couldn't get those things now before the season, now we are in the season already.
Oh, we are already in the season.
How are they going to manage?
Yeah, there is what is called bargain.
Okay.
You know, and like I have a sister who is into sales. Okay. End of year sales, for instance, you want to sell off some stock. They want to let some things go for cheaper price. You can find a way to look for such places and buy your stuff. And mind you, in buying such things, you may want to buy more because it's cheap. So don't get caught up in that trap. All you do, buy according to your plan, your budget. Don't spend more than you bargain for. Otherwise, it will affect you by January. January, children will be going to school. You know what that means. There will not be enough money to handle all of that because you overspend out of fun, out of happiness, and all of that. So it's very important that you find a way to cut down your stuff and then get things earlier, or during the season, look for a way to bargain and get cheaper things. I think that would do. That will really help cut down your expenses.
Okay, now you are a marriage expert and a counselor, and also a mother, Rose. Over the years, we've seen that if you don't have rice in your house on Christmas days like that, you have committed crime against humanity, mostly children to parents. A bag of rice is about 50,000 now, 47 to 50,000. Must we eat rice on Christmas Day?
Oh, I love this question. I love this
Is
question.
it compulsory?
I love this question, but let me quickly add my voice to the last.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pastor Laula. Must you buy clothes for your children on Christmas and they go through all of that stress? I think as a mother, I am learning that because I think I've seen two mothers now use the word. We don't make it a thing that is mandatory to buy clothes for our children on Christmas. You know, when I heard that, I was like, wow. Now, if that must happen, it's in the hand of the women. Listen, we have to inculcate some of these things into ourselves. Like Pastor Lala said something, you can decide to buy before the season to cut down cost. I know some of us will like, oh, the man will say the money is not available. If you have the money as a woman, why don't you go ahead and buy the clothes? Later, he will give to you. Let me probably say this to our men. If your wife buy clothes for your kids before Christmas, make sure you give her back her money. Don't use the word, you tried, and you know we have the children together and all of that. Next time she will not want to buy. Yeah, next time she will not want to buy. Let me quickly say that for us. Then, mostly tries on Christmas Day. Oga, my answer is yes.
So
yes.
we must eat rice.
We must eat rice. We have children. We have children. I don't want my child to start to begin to do longer throat. Why seeing another child eating rice on Christmas Day? We must eat rice, but it's not mandatory you must buy a bag of rice.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. You can buy rice, the quantity you know you can afford. And somebody will look at, must we kill cow in our house? Must we kill chicken? If you can't kill chicken, you can kill fish. I was speaking somewhere. Kill is attached to all of this. You kill cow, you kill goat, you kill sheep, you kill chicken, I kill fish. So all of them have kill attached to them. Now, yes, why are we saying this? Because we don't want you to be overstressed in a time like this. Don't bring in competition to your home. My husband, look at my friend now. They bought sheep. It's only chicken we are buying. And at the end, don't allow your husband develop BP because of Christmas. Because when you overmount pressure on the man, you are hitting hard on his heart.
That's true. Well, if there's anything that makes a man unhappy, it's lack of money.
That's true.
If there's anything that makes a man go wild in the house, it's lack of money. So as a man and as a father, what's your advice to parents watching us now, mostly fathers? How are they going to manage themselves to stay happy and to carry the family along?
Oh, all right. Thank you. I believe there are many ways to get happy and carry your family along and be happy. You get it? If you don't have enough money, you know, there are other things you can do. There are other fun you can partake in with your children. You get it? You know, sometimes when you go for movies, people, maybe you go for, what's it called? You want to buy things for your children, like ice cream and the likes. You know, you think you have to buy lots of things. You can just buy a little ice cream, a little Coke, and just let them feel the place and be happy, walk around, see the place, just be happy. Everything is not about money per se, but money is important. But it's very important as a man for you to bring down stress. You need to know how to manage your money. You get it? Your income is important and how you spend it is important. Like what Mama Rishra said, if you cannot kill cow, you get it? You go for fish. You bring it down, do what you can do. Go for what you can afford and be happy. There are many ways you can be happy in your home. You get to spend time with your children, take them out. You don't have to spend money, just go out, look around, walk around, take a walk with your wife, take a walk with your children. All of these are important. The most important thing in this season is that you make sure you have sufficient time for your family. Yes.
So away from the finance,
yes,
having enough time with the family
is very important.
It's key.
Yes.
Now, for you and with Rose, what aspect is more critical in this Yuletide season? What aspect is more critical? For some people, it's the cooking. For some, it's the traveling. They have to go to their village, you know. And for some other persons, it's the new clothes you get. Why for some other, is the new relationship you've started. But for you, which aspect is more critical?
Well, for me, the aspect that is more critical in this Yuletide season is the joy and peace in my home. because even the scripture made it clear that joy to the world because the Savior is born. So if you say you are celebrating Christmas and there's no joy in your home, there's no peace in your home, then the essence of Christmas is defeated in your home.
Okay.
So if joy is in your home, if peace is in your home, then Christmas is in the uppermost in your home. And if this joy and peace must be in place, then the woman must be on top of the game to make do with whatever is available. Make do with whatever is available without mounting unnecessary pressure. And we have a ministry. We have a ministry of adding. You add as a woman. That's our ministry. And then there will be joy in your home.
Okay, so what is the secret to enjoying a stress-free season?
All right. Like we've been pointing out, you don't you don't make too much expectation for this season. All you have to do is to ensure you have a good time with your family and friends. You get it? So if you can do that, you're going to enjoy the season. I'm not saying don't buy rice. I'm not saying don't spend. All of that is important. Like what Mama Richlo said, peace and joy is the uppermost when it comes to this Yuletide season. So it's important that you take that into consideration and not begin to overburden yourself with unnecessary spending, unnecessary expectations. Cut down your costs, like we say, and ensure you enjoy your family. Spend time with them is the key.
All right, now, so many people go into debt, like they end up starting January in a very harsh note.
That's true.
So because probably owing to the fact that they over-labor themselves during the festive season, and when it's January, it looks like January is not going to end.
Yes.
But the whole of January looks like another year on its own. Like that 1 month is like a whole year for some people. How can we have a beautiful, fantastic ending of the year and starting the year with a fresh start without having burden on us?
We talked about planning. We talked about having the future in mind. Like he said something about January being a time where children will have to go back to school. You have to start paying school fees. So you must have this at the back of your mind as you make your family budget for Christmas. You must. So when you are telling your husband, hey, the kids need new clothes, you must have that at the back of your mind. And when the man say, hey, this is what this is what is available for now. Don't get angry. Don't get fuzzy. Don't get like, oh, this man. No. Make use of it. That's number one. Number two, learn how to carry your children along. Carry them along. Whatever is on the table, the woman will tell the kids, hey, listen, this thing is amazing, this is what, and the women, we have that thing now that is in us, like, that has to do with kids.
To compel them and convince them.
They will play along. They will play along so that you don't have January coming and then you're panting. Hey, January, how are we going to survive and all of that? Make your plan. Don't allow the Yuletide season to, sweep over you and they get you overwhelmed and they get you thinking and they get you, how will I put it now? You're like, no, let's just do it now and then whatever comes later, no. Don't forget January is by the corner. So make your Yuletide season a time you do with high wisdom.
High wisdom. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is This Morning on ITV, Thursday morning special edition, and we've been talking with Rich Rose, Benny Maswell, and of course Pastor Wexfield Oluola. I know you want to contribute, you want to say something, you have a question to ask so that you get to respond. We'll quickly take a short pause as our next guest will be joining us in the studio, Gloria Ejiofor. She's standing by already. Then we'll come up with a phone line so that we could extray or extend the front line of this discussion